Namaskar. I welcome all of you for this CTET training program. And today's topic is travel. So let us first understand what we are going to discuss in this topic. So there are subtopics like this: maps and directions, Indian geography, transport modes, space and mountains, then heritage and fuels. So these are the subtopics that we are going to discuss in the upcoming 45 minutes. Okay, so let us move forward. And before we move forward, let me introduce myself. I am K. Madhu from RI Mysuru, NCRT. So for the next 45 minutes, how this session is going to be, let us understand that. So first, we will be discussing about the questions and the trick, and these questions are from the previous year questions of CTET paper. Then we'll also having discussion on answers and some discussion on content too. Then we'll also be moving towards the common topics the CTET touch upon in this major topic. Then the major facts and the common facts which they will be expecting from you in the CTET examination. Next we'll have a recap and end. So we'll move forward to the topic. So again, before moving to the topic, let us understand the trend of the topics that they are commonly asking, and what kind of questions they are asking, and where they are putting major focus in the subtopics that we mentioned. So if you can see on the slide here, there are left side the previous year questions from 2011 to 14 analysis is displayed. So if you see, there are topics on the left side and how many questions each year they were asking, the number of questions each year they were asking. So tickets and transport modes, four. So in this, tickets means how to generate tickets, what is the information that will be present on tickets, then what are the different different types of transport modes that are there, different transport like railways, roadways, airways and all that. Then geography. Within geography, it is about states, what are the different states and different regions, states that are present in different regions like southern region, northern region, eastern region and all. Then what the borders of the states. Okay, then we'll also be talking about the space and mountaineering, regarding the space travel and mountaineering, how mountaineering people will be traveling in mountains, and what gear they need to travel, and what are the equipment they need for mountaineering and all. Then we'll also discuss about and questions for more on heritage and fuels and travelers also. Regarding fuels, it is what type of fuel is used in this travel, which means of transport uses what kind of fuel. Then heritage side, like in Indian geography, what are the heritage sites we have, where they are located, how to be traveled to these heritage sites and all. Then travelers, when we talk about travelers, there are lot of travelers in the past who traveled from countries to understand, to share the knowledge and to understand different civilizations. So who are those travels who came to India? What did they do? What did they contribute? Why they came? All those things also we'll be discussing, and the questions are more from this subtopic. And also maps and directions, one of them important topic, subtopic in this major topic, that is maps. So what is a map and how to analyze a map, how to understand a map, so that it will help us to move to different places, how to understand the distance between the places, all this. Then directions, in which direction we have to move if we need to go to a certain place, like for example, if we need to go to Himachal, in which direction we have to go from the place you are, and the position. So the positions of the places are also asked, positions of the states are also asked with respect to your position, like you are sitting right here in Andaman. So if you want to locate Himachal, or if you want to locate Gujarat, how do you locate, what is the position of that state in India and which direction, and all these things. So these are the common subtopics where CTET focuses, and these are the subtopics where the questions will be more. And you also know that this EVS, this is actually from the EVS paper 1. So this carries 30 marks, and related to this content part. So whatever we are going to discuss in today's session is related to content part, which is a 15 marks. So this topic, especially this topic of travel, will be was covering 2 to 4 marks in each and every CTET paper previously. So 2 to 4 marks will be coming from these subtopics that we are going to discuss here today. So please let us focus and let us understand. So as we discussed, we will be discussing content and the previous year questions. So let us move forward to the first previous year question, that is the skills required to read a map include. Okay, the skills required to read a map. That means what skills anybody or what skills an individual required to read a map and to understand a map. Okay, option 1 is excellent communication skills. Option 2 is ability to understand the relative position of places. Option 3 is excellent drawing and painting skills. Option 4, ability to do calculations on a globe. So which one of these you think is the right answer? Which one of these skills is very important for an individual to read the map and to understand the map? So in order to understand this question, you should think about this, that is, reading a map is about where places sit in relation to one another. Okay, so in relation to one another means if you are staying in Andhra Pradesh or if you are staying in Karnataka, to your position in which direction, okay, in which direction the place is, the place you're going to reach, or the place you want to reach is there, in which position. Okay, so let us see the answer for this question. So what skill is required to read a map? So the option 2 is the right answer, that is relative position of the places. What do you mean by relative position of the places? Relative position means the most relevant and the most nearest position that you should know of a place. Like for example, if you imagine you are in certain place, certain position, you want to understand where a place is there. Like for example, where a beach is there, where a temple is there. So you may not be able to accurately identify the place, but you should be able to know the relative position. Relative position is which direction it is. Is it north or south or west? Which direction it is? How much distance? The relative position should be identify, having the skill of identifying the relative position of the places is really important, and this is one of the core skill that anybody should have to identify and to read the maps and to understand the maps. So based on this question, let us see the relevant content so that you'll understand better, and in future if any questions, definitely questions will come. So the future questions based on this topic can be answered easily. Okay, so you should definitely remember what is the relative position, because questions will be asked like you are in so and so place and what is the relative position, okay, where on one place it's in relation to another. Like for example, you are in Andhra, what is there in the north side of you, what is there in the left side of you. You have to go to particular place, like you have to go to Madhya Pradesh, in which direction you have to go. So these kind of questions will be asked with respect to relative position. So this is so any individual should have the idea of relative position of a place, and if people have to have the this knowledge, they should have a concrete visualization of any country. Like for example, if you are moving in India, you should have the mental map of India. Okay, the borders of India, the different states of India, the borders of different states and which direction they are. What are the northern states, what are the southern states, what are the eastern states, and all this. So with all this idea, you will be able to position, you will be able to have a relative position of any place. Okay, then what else is important to read the map, and what else is important in the travel, and what else is important with respect to identifying the relative positions of different places? That is compass, directions and symbols. When you see here, so people need to know what a compass is and what are the different directions that a compass, based on which different directions on which you'll be guided, like 4 cardinals and plus NE, SC, SW, NW. What does this mean? The 4 cardinals are the 4 corners of any country, like 4 corners. Like what are the major 4 corners that we have with respect to directions? We have north, we have south, we have east, and we have west. And what about these plus? So these, what are these then? Okay, so when you look into a map, so imagine you are here, so you are facing north. So you're facing north means, so just opposite is south, and towards your right side will be east, and it is west. So these are so these will place in between. So these are northeast. Okay, this is southeast, then southwest, then northwest. So this is how we this is how we understand the directions with respect with the help of compass, and this is how we need to read the map also based on these directions. So for anybody they should have the knowledge of 4 cardinals and the other in between places that are really important. And read the legend. Symbols are the language of the maps. So every map will have symbols which will help you to understand the places, which will help you to understand, which will help you to travel throughout that country or throughout that place. Like for example, symbols will be representing what kind of roads you have to use. Is it the national highway? Is it district way? And is it district road? And where is the railways? So all these symbols will be there. Where are the mountains? Where are the rivers? So there will be different symbols for different aspects in the different physical aspects in the map. So we have to read the symbols and understand the map itself. Then landmarks also help us to understand the relative position of ourselves and relative positions of different places or individuals that you want to go. So this is about reading a map and directions. So with respect to reading a map and directions, you should know the relative positions of places, then the directions in the compass, the 4 cardinals, and the other 4 interjunctions of these things, and landmarks that will help us in understanding. So let us move to the next question, that is which are the neighboring states of Kerala? Okay, this is one of the previous year question. So let us go to the options. The options are Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Option 1. Option 2 is Karnataka and Maharashtra. Option 3 Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Option 4 Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So the question is about which are the states that are adjacent and are neighboring to the Kerala. Okay, so among these options, which one is right? Kerala. So the right answer is Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So the state Kerala, shares its borders with Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and with other states. So Kerala borders only Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Okay. Whereas India, if you see, India is sharing its borders, and its neighboring countries are 8 neighboring countries are there. So based on this question, what kind of questions may arise in the future CTET question papers? Like for example, they might ask you any state. They might give you any state and ask you to identify the states that share border with the given state. And they might ask you about a country. Okay, India is the country. Which are the countries that share the borders with India? Or which are the countries that share borders in the eastern side? Which are the countries that share the border with India in the western side? So all these kind of questions may arise, okay, in this subtopic. So for this, if we need to answer this kind of questions, you need to definitely have knowledge of this content, that is geographical extremes and the neighboring countries. So majorly they will be asking about India in CTET. So we should have this knowledge. So this is for a quick understanding of what is the geography of India and different corners, which state lies in which corner of the India. Okay, so if you go to the north side, it is the northernmost states are Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, then south, if you come, it is the southernmost state is Tamil Nadu, that is Kanyakumari. Okay, where 3 seas will be meeting, Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean, and Arabian Sea. Okay, east side we have Arunachal, that is Dong, and the west side we have Gujarat. So these are the 4 corners of India, and these are the states which are located in 4 different corners of India. Okay, so then again, neighboring countries, we should also understand and know and remember the neighboring countries of India. So the neighboring countries are given here. So Pakistan and Afghanistan. So Pakistan is in the west side. Both are in the west or north to west also, because if this is the north, if staying here, this is the north. So somewhere here, Pakistan will be there. So it is towards west and northwest also. Okay. So that is how we need to understand that the relative position we should, if not accurate, the relative position we should be able to understand. Okay. Then China, Nepal and Bhutan, what about these? They are towards the north and towards little northeast also, like we discussed in the first place, northeast. Okay, northeast. And so northeast. And Bangladesh and Myanmar, what about Bangladesh and Myanmar? They are sharing the Indian border in the eastern side. Okay, so Sri Lanka is one country which is not sharing border with, it's a neighboring country, but doesn't share the physical, land border with India. So these are the few things that you need to remember, and questions can be asked in any way, like for example, as I said, western side, which are the countries that are sharing border, or else which of the following, or which is the country that shares the longest border with India? Okay, that is China. Okay, here it is given. China shares India's largest, longest border, and Sri Lanka is the only neighboring country with no land border. So these kind of facts will be repeatedly checked in CTET, and examiner wants you to focus on these things, and that is understood from the previous questions itself. So based on the neighboring countries, neighboring states of Kerala, based on that question, we should we have discussed India, its extreme corners, and the states that are present in extreme corners, and the neighboring countries. So this idea we should have. So let us move forward now. So let us move forward to the next next question, that is, which of the following is not a mode of transport? Okay, which of the meaning of the question is, among the given options, which is not the mode of transport, which is not, they are asking. Okay, so the option 1 is bus, option 2 is train, option 3 is ship, option 4 is bridge. So which among these is not a mode of transport? So you can see you should have a trick. You can in this, actually you can go with odd out of it's the odd one out in this case. So bus, train and ship, there is something common. What is it? What is common among them? It is they are vehicles. Okay, they are vehicles through which we travel from one place to another place. Whereas bridge is an infrastructure. Okay, bridge is an infrastructure. It is definitely odd one out among all these options. So definitely the answer is the bridge. So when we talk about mode, it is the vehicle in which you are traveling. Okay, the means that you use, the means that you use, in what vehicle and which vehicle are you using. Okay, mode means, so mode means definitely remember, okay, vehicle. So that is how you have to remember simple things. So based on that question, what content we should know, and what kind of questions may arise in the future CTET papers. So based on that question, we should definitely know about all these: roadways, railways, waterways and airways. So what consists of roadways, what consists of railways, and waterways and airways and all. So if you see here, so roadways means it is a doorstep access best for perishable, right? So the common ways anybody uses, but not throughout the country. In India, the common way that is used is the roadways. Everybody uses roadways. Okay. Then railways, it is most economical for heavy goods and for longer distances. So if people need to travel longer distances, they'll majorly opt for railways, because it is comfortable and it has all the comforts inside for people's needs and all. It is very easy and comforting. Okay, so questions can come with respect to these subtopic is like which is the very common ways of transport that is used in India. Or like for example, they might ask about with respect to railways, they can ask which is the most convenient means of transport for for traveling longer distances, which is most economical means of transport for traveling longer distances, something like this. Okay, so then waterways, so these are the cheapest mode of transport. Okay, usually natural, so this uses usually in natural natural rivers, seas, and rivers, this transport will be happening in rivers and seas majorly. So waterways are the considered as cheapest ones. So questions also can come, which is the cheapest mode of transport in the given options, or identify a vehicle that goes, that is that helps you to travel in seas and rivers and all. So airways are the most expensive ones and also the fastest fastest mode of transportation. So wherever, even if you want to reach the longer distances, if you want to move, if you want to travel faster, so people use airways. So these are the 4 different ways that we have modes of transportation. So roadways, railways, waterways, and airways. And the questions are also asked with respect to tickets, the tickets that people should take for their traveling. So what kind of questions these can be? So tickets and timetables, reserve ticket carries, the information that is present on the ticket. So what kind of information will be present on the ticket? Like for example, if you take any ticket, like for example air ticket or railway ticket or bus ticket, so you will have a PNR number, which is unique to your travel. Then from which place to which place you are traveling, what is the duration of the travel, then what is the seat number, is it a seat number, the fixed seat number that is being allotted to you. So these are the general information that will be present in tickets. So questions can be asked something like, which of the following information is not present in the tickets, in a railway ticket or a air ticket, or which of the following what kind of information, like questions also can be asked with respect to tickets, identify the information that will be present on the tickets, and they will give you different informations like PNR, they will seating allotment, then travel time and all, and any something related to the destination, any wrong answer can be anything for that matter. So understanding tickets and information on tickets and how tickets are generated, this information is also very important. And the difference between reserved tickets and unreserved tickets, this we will see in railways. So reserved ticket has a entirely different information compared to the unreserved tickets. So this also is very important, and the questions may arise like this, as we discussed. So let us move forward to one more question. So the next question is, which best describes features on the surface of the moon? Now we are talking about something related to space. It is related to the space travel and the environment and how traveling happens with respect to space. The options are, which best describes the features on the surface of the moon. The meaning of the question is, what are the on the moon, how the physical features will be, what are the physical features that will be identified, that will be seen, or that will be observed on the moon. So let us see the options now. So the option 1 says no air and very smooth surface. Option 2, enough air and high mountains. Option 3, no water, deep craters and high mountains. And option 4, green valleys and rivers. So most of you might have observed the moon every day night, and how everybody knows how it looks and the physical properties by looking, everybody knows. So no air, smooth surface, definitely you can quote them, enough air and high mountains, green valleys and rivers, no water, deep craters and high mountains. So what we should understand, everybody knows that moon doesn't have any air and weather, so nothing, there won't be any smooth surface there. So let us go to the answer now and understand. The answer is no water, deep craters and high mountains. So moon doesn't have any atmosphere there, so no weather and no erosion. So the moon keeps deep craters and high mountains and has no water. What do we mean by craters here? Craters are the deep depressions that we see on the moon. Like when we look at the moon, like moon has, like it will be, you feel like moon has lot of holes, and very very big holes, and lot of marks, like depressions. Okay, these are called as craters, and how these are formed also, and the questions can also come with respect to how a crater is formed on a moon. Okay, what is the cause of it, and how does it look and all. Okay, so there will be high mountains also will be seen, and definitely there is no water on the moon. Okay, so with respect to that question, what kind, the content that we should know and the content that we should discuss is about moon surface. So future questions may definitely come from this this kind of concepts like moon surface, a shooting star is a meteoroid, and zero gravity, and Sunita in space. So these were the few other concepts where CTET also touched upon regarding moon surface. So we should know that it is rough surface, anybody can understand just with a look. Okay, it has very deep craters from the meteor impacts. So how the craters are formed, it is with the collision of with the impact of meteoroids and asteroids, and all that, when they come with high speed and hit on the moon surface. So there will, due to their impact, a larger portion will be damaged, and there will be deep depression will be formed, and which will have raised edges and all. So definitely no air means no water also. So questions can come something like regarding which is not there on the moon surface. So they might give you mountains, craters and all, and they may also say water, presence of water or presence of air and all. So we should be able to identify which is not there and which is there. Then shooting star as a meteorite, a small rock that burns by friction. So every one of us think it is a shooting star, and people also have beliefs that when you see a shooting star, whatever you wish for, and you have to wish something inside, and that will come true. Okay, these are some beliefs that we have, but it is not a shooting star, it is a meteoroid that we see. And a lot of meteorites and asteroids like this hit the moon surface, and because of which all these craters are formed on the moon. So definitely there is no atmosphere, so there is no gravity. So Sunita in space. So the questions also can come based on the travelers to space, the travelers to moon. Who are the people that that reached moon? Who is the first person to step onto the moon? Can be one question, like Neil Armstrong. That is also one important question which CTET tries to test you. Then Sunita Williams, who is an Indian origin woman who went to space. So like this. So regarding space traveling, regarding travel to moon, regarding reaching to moon, and the physical features of moon, and the atmosphere of moon. So questions can be related to these things. So we should definitely have the idea of physical features of moon, and the the space travelers, and who went to moon, who went first, who went first in a specific country and all. Okay, so since there is no gravity, and since there is no atmosphere, so then there is no gravity also. So objects float. So these also you should remember. So since there is zero gravity, people float there, food will float there, and people have to stick themselves and tie themselves if they need to sleep or sit anywhere. So here also one key point is given. Kalpana Chawla, the first Indian origin woman in 1997. Okay. Bachendra Pal, the first Indian woman to climb Everest. This is about mountaineering. Okay. So let us move to the next question. The next question is, which are the responsibilities of a mountaineering group leader? Okay, this is the question. Okay, there is a small mistake here. The options are given here in a row. They are given continuously, so don't get confused. The option starts from here. Okay, this is option A, option B, option C, and option D. So which are the responsibilities of a mountaineering group leader? So people who are traveling, or people who are climbing mountains, they are called as mountaineers, and they will those groups will have a group leader. So the question is about what should be the qualities or responsibilities of a mountaineering leader. So let us see the options now. Option A says about carry bags for weak members. Option B, Okay, option B is stay ahead and let the group follow you, and option C is ask low climbers to stay back. Option D, look after the unwell, and option E, there is option E also. Option E is find safe response. So among these, which are the responsibilities of mountaineering leader? So this is a different type of question where the more than one answer is right, and you will have to identify all the correct answers from the given given options to you. So A, B, C, D, E are given, and there are there are more than one right answer, and the group of options is given, and we have to identify which one is right. Is it A, B, C, or A, D, E, B, C, D, or C, D, E? So which one? Carrying the bags for weaker members, stay ahead and let the group follow, ask slow climbers to stay back, look after the unwell, and find safe resting spots. So let us move towards the answer. So first, when you understand this question, you should think about how you should understand this question. It is talking about the responsibilities. Okay, the responsibilities of a leader. So you should think about some of the common responsibilities or the major responsibilities a leader should have. Okay, so here, carry the bags for the weak members, which is related to the helping the weaker. Stay ahead and let the group follow, something about leading. Ask low climbers to stay back. Okay, just separating them because they are slow climbers and they are not able to pace with cope up with you. Look after the unwell. Again, it is about caring who is unwell and finding the rest spots. So wherever necessary, it is the responsibility. Is it the responsibility of the group leader to find the rest spots? So let us see. So the correct answer is option 2, that is A, D, E. So a leader should stay rare. He should not be at the front and ask everyone to follow and not looking behind, not minding what is happening behind, who is coming, who is not coming, who is able to climb faster, who is able to climb, who is not able to climb. So all these things. So he should have proper awareness of who is climbing, who is not coming, who is unwell, who needs rest, who needs help and all. So all this idea a leader should have, and he should be able to he carries, like among the given options, carrying bags for the weak and looking for unwell and finding safe rest spots are the something that is a responsible behavior and a caring behavior that a leader should have. Okay, so the option 2 is right answer. So based on this question, what content we should know and what kind of questions may arise based on this, what kind of other questions may come and what content they will be touching upon with respect to this. So leaders' responsibilities is one concept where they might focus. So always when the responsibilities of the leaders are talked, you can always go for something about caring, leading, motivating, this kind of statements. Then cares for the group. Okay, then high altitude challenges. So and questions also will be asked about the weather, the characteristic of weather in mountain ranges, and regarding the air, regarding the oxygen levels, regarding storms, complete weather conditions also we should understand, which is also helpful for us and to clear the future questions. And questions might also will be coming based on these high altitude challenges, like regarding the questions also might come on weather in mountaineering, because it's completely different from the plainer parts of the country. Next, so let us move forward to the next question, that is select the one which is different from others. Okay, they're actually asking to find out the odd one out. Okay, so let us see which is odd one out in this given options. So is it grease, is it coal, is it petrol, or paraffin wax? Among these, which one is odd one out? So any guesses? So when we guess, so grease, petrol, coal, and paraffin wax, which one? So let us move forward. The answer is coal, because grease, petrol, and paraffin wax, they are the products of petroleum. They come from petrol, and whereas coal is doesn't come from petrol. It is a different fossil fuel which is which we extract from the earth. So based on this, the content that we should know for the future, reference and future answering of questions in this topic are regarding fossil fuels and petroleum and cleaner travel. So questions were also based on fossil fuel, the types of fossil fuels, what kind of fossil fuels with respect to that. So coal and petroleum, the major fossil fuel that we use, which one are the renewable, these are non-renewable hydrocarbons. So they might give you few options and ask to identify which is a renewable fuel, which is non-renewable fuel, which is a renewable source of fuel. So they might ask you to pick the renewable or non-renewable fuels that can be used in the travel. Okay, so petroleum, other questions can come from the petroleum products. So they might ask you to identify the products of petroleum, or they might ask you to identify the odd man out, and they might give you three options which are petroleum products and something that is different, like the same, like the present question that we're going to discuss. So you should also know the products are petrol, diesel, kerosene, LPG, wax, grease and all. Then crude petroleum is mainly, this is very different, which is dark, not thin and tail, like the petrol that we use in general. Then cleaner travel questions can also be asked about which of the following is related to the cleaner travel, which one is most eco-friendly. Questions can come something like that. So we should know what is the concept of clean travel, and the cleaner travel, the cleanest fuel that we can use so that we don't cause much pollution. Okay, so road transport is the one which causes the highest pollution in the entire travel. Okay, we have other ways also, airways, railways and waterways. So road transport is the one which causes the highest pollution. So please remember these facts so that you can understand the questions, and you will be able to solve the questions with respect to this topic. So CNG burns cleaner, electric vehicles and solar are renewable sources, so they don't have limit. Okay, you can use extensively how much ever you can use with respect to solar. Okay, and electricity is generated, but solar is everyday, it's everyday renewable source. We can use how much, there is no limit for solar energy. So best individual action is using public transport. So can expect questions regarding to identify the best eco-friendly or economical or cleaner travel from the given options. So let us move forward. So this is about fuels, energy and pollution. So as we discussed here, okay, so 62% of the pollution is caused by road transport. So questions can come, which travel causes, which transportation or which ways of transport causes higher pollution, what is the cause of this pollution. And they might also ask what kind of what type of fuels will cause more pollution, what kind of fuels are dangerous to be used, and when it is used extensively. Okay, all this. So we'll move to, so these are few, yeah. So this is one more question. Let us move forward to one more question. So this is about the travelers, as we discussed in the starting of the slide, different travelers, to where they traveled, where they are from, what are their original countries, what did they do to the place where they went. Okay, all this. So with respect to that, the question is, Al-Biruni, who wrote the valuable book about India's past, okay, came from the country now called as. So they are asking, Al-Biruni is a traveler. He wrote a valuable book about India's past. Okay, that means it is understood that he came to India and he wrote a book on India. So they are asking, he is from which country in the given options. Is it Uzbekistan? Is it Oman? Is it Bangladesh? Or is it Afghanistan? Okay, he is actually from Uzbekistan. He is a traveler from Uzbekistan. The rest of the answers are wrong. So with respect to these kind of questions, we should have the knowledge of few travelers, few most important travelers from the history, from where they are and to where they moved, and how did they contribute in the country that they visited. Like for example, but we will be in CTET's focus will be India. So we let us know few travelers who came to India and what is their contribution to India and what are their original countries. So Megasthenes, he is from Greece. Okay, so he wrote a book called Indica. This is a book name. Okay, This is a book name. He came in the Mauryan India. Okay, this is about time. So Mauryan time he came. So Xinjiang, so he's from China. Okay, he came from China. He studied at Nalanda University in our country, and he wrote a book called CUK. Okay, CUK. Then there is one more traveler. Okay, Al-Biruni. So we just discussed now. He is from Uzbekistan, and he wrote a book called, okay, Kitab-ul-Hind. So he wrote about ancient Indian civilization and the societies, their formations and all. Okay, so Batuta, he is from Morocco. So he wrote a book called, Rihla, and he came in Tughlaq era. Okay, so these are the different travelers who came to India, and these are their original places, and these are the contributions that they have made. So you should have these ideas, and questions can come based on these facts: who came from which country, who visited which country, which book they wrote, identify the book that so and so traveler wrote. Okay, all these kind of questions can come. And yes, so with this we completed the PYQ discussion part. So let us see the most common concepts that are discussed are checked in CTET papers. So this I'll just read it upon to you, so that you can focus on these things. So mapping skill is one, and relative positions, which we discussed. Actually all these topics are we already discussed. So I would like to request you to focus more on this for extra question practicing and all. So mental map of India, so visualizing how the India map along with its neighboring countries, along with the countries it shares borders with, and matching the mode. Okay, railroad, waterways, airways and all. Then moon's weather and atmosphere, atmosphere, the physical features of it. Then leaders in the mountaineering, who climbed Everest and all that. Then coal and petroleum, regarding the fuels, what different types of fuels, and which type of fuels cause more pollution, which causes less, what is most eco-friendly fuel and all. So these are the some facts that you should remember. If the question is asked like this, you should directly relate it to this. Okay, core skill to read map, understanding relative position. Okay, mode of transport means, yeah, we discussed all these the things in the present session. So I hope it is clear for you. And so whatever we discussed, please, again, this is not sufficient as it is a smaller session. So please focus more and practice more questions based on these topics. The topics are anyway given here. So tickets and transport modes, geography, space, mountaineering, heritage, fuels, types of fuels, travelers, maps, direction, positions. So these are major focus topics by CTET. So questions will definitely come from this, and definitely this major topic covers 2 to 4 marks, and those 2 to 4 marks will be definitely coming from these areas. So this is the session about travel, transport, and travelers. So I hope it is very clear for you, and let us end this session. Let us conclude like this. Thank you so much.